YouTube! How you guys doing today? It's Mike.
This is Jenny.
And TJ.
He's not used to that part.
Pratt Family Homestead. Hey, we want to go over with you guys real quick, if I can talk. TJ entered some meat birds into the Hillsdale County Fair this year. It was the 167th Hillsdale County Fair. And it's also known as what? The
most popular fair on earth.
It's been around for a really long time. But so yeah, we just want to run you through some footage real quick that we took of TJ and his meat birds, and TJ talk a little bit about how all that went, and then at the end you'll find out how much money that guy got for his meat chickens at the fair. So come along with us. Let's go check out some meat chicken fair stuff. Let's go do it. All right, TJ, this was our first year entering anything in the fair. Mom has done some fair stuff in the past as a kid and everything, but you are the first one to do any livestock. So why don't you tell us what you did and just kind of about the whole thing and how it all worked.
Well, for picking out my chickens, I just started off by picking 2 chickens. And then...
And these are meat chickens.
Yeah, meat chickens. And then we went and had them tested. And the guy that tested them, he was a judge, and he said that we wanted 2 birds that were similar in size.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and get their feed and water in?
Already got pine shavings in the water and haven't even put the chickens in it.
Let's go pick some chickens. It's time to pick the chickens. Picking 2 roosters. What 2 roosters look?
They should be good.
Hi. Yeah?
Hey, little chicken.
Got him? Let's take him to the cage.
Can I put it in a bucket?
No. Put him in. There we go. All right, there you go. Gotta help him over that ledge. Oh, or push him. Here, shut it.
I have these roosters in this cage because I am taking them to 4-H. And we're going to sell them at a small animal auction. But I have to give them a bath first. That's going to be interesting.
So the question was how do you select your bird for fair? What is the judge looking for? How you go through it? The main 3 things you're looking for in a meat chicken was meat quality and the 3 spots. I guess the main thing is meat quality, then after that would be condition of the bird, health of the bird, and then in a pen uniformity. But the main spots for the meat, obviously the breast, then you got your thighs and legs. So when you're checking them, you're checking for the width of the breast, length of the breast, and the fullness of it. You don't really want to feel the keel bone. You want to be so basically the breastbone is indented versus the breast, and not triangular where the breastbone is sticking out away from the rest of the meat. And then you want, so that's the breast in here. Don't be afraid to put some weight in it. Use your palm and fingertips, not just your fingertips, but the palm and pad your fingers. Then your legs, and then up in here is your thigh. Those are the 3 main spots you're going to be checking for. So pick out your best ones for what you're feeling, and then you start picking out 2, 3 alike for fair, as far as feel alike, look alike, and ultimately weigh alike. But if they look and feel alike, they should weigh very similar, and then make sure they are the same gender. So either 2 males or 2 females. And just be careful with them because they're babies and very fragile.
Yes. So uniformity is the key.
Yep. And fullness.
And fullness. All right. Thank you very much.
And so we had to change my birds out. And we got 2 ones that were similar in size. And my 2 birds separated for about a week. And then we took them to fair Saturday the 23rd.
I'm glad you know that because I would not have known the date. All right.
And they were judged that day. So the birds were lightweight, medium weight, heavyweight.
But we got there, what, about 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
On Saturday?
Yeah,
and what time was judging? Do you remember?
But it started at,
1 or 2?
Started at 1.
1.
And they start with the lightweight. And
Yeah.
what were you?
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
We thought that, because it said for heavyweight it was 12 pounds?
13.
Yeah, there was,
and up.
yeah.
And we thought it was each bird, and my birds were 7.2 and 7.3, but together we realized that it was together, and both of them were about 14.
Right, it was total cage weight, not just single bird weight.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we had them judged, and I took care of them from that Saturday for a week to the next Saturday. And I sold them on Thursday, but still had to take care of them.
Yeah, let's get to the selling part in just a second. What did you think of the judging?
The judging was nice. He spent about a minute or 2 with each person.
Now a little bit of growing to do. There's still some nice birds, no broken feathers. Looks like you gave it a good bath. How was that? You like giving a chicken a bath? That's an experience, isn't it? Never fun. I can think of about 800 things I'd rather than give a chicken a bath. Once you get it clean, I think all that get dirty again. Look at his wings. Once he relaxes a little bit, look at his wings. Wing looks good. Feel his breast. I'm feeling how wide it is. How long it goes. And I squeeze it on the side gently so that's how much meat's on the sides. What kind of feed did you give the chicken? You know, how much protein? Okay. Okay. Next year, shoot for 25%. Look for a turkey starter. Okay? That'll help put on a few extra pounds for you. Because these things grow so fast, they need lots of energy real quick. And so if they were just regular chickens, what you did would have been perfect. They need just a little extra boost because they grow so fast.
He was a really good judge. He explained a lot of stuff. Do you remember anything that he explained?
He told me to start them on turkey starter because it's got more protein and it will help your birds get bigger.
And you guys looked at the wing and stuff? Do you remember
Yeah.
him telling you about the wing and stuff?
Yeah, he made sure there's no bruises or broken bones in the wings. And then he checked the breast to see how long they were and if they were about the same on both birds. He said it didn't matter about how much it weighed, but it matters that they feel about the same.
That they're both uniform. They're both the same, right?
Yeah.
You had to take care of them, but there were specific times that cages had to be cleaned, feed had to be done, water had to be topped off. And so talk about that a little bit, about what all it took to take care of them.
Yeah, if in the morning they checked at 10 and at night they checked at 8. And if your cage, if there's something, like if your waters were empty or your food was empty or your cage seemed really dirty, they'd give you a red tag. And if you had 2 red tags by auction, then you were not allowed to sell your birds.
That's right. And we were late one day and we thought, oh, we got a red tag, but we ended up not getting one because they were still good. But we made more trips than that, right? Because it was so hot the first 3 or 4 days. We made an extra trip to make sure, at least one extra trip a day to make sure they had enough food and water.
Yeah. And what else did you
Mainly
do for
water.
them for the hot days?
We took frozen water bottles in and put them. They didn't really like those very much.
No, but it would give them
But-
something
Cool
to
off the
lean
cage.
against. Yeah.
And it gave them the option if they wanted it.
Yeah. So it's just another way to take care of them. So okay,
I
moving.
got a bottom cage, so I'm small enough I was able to get in my cage with my chickens to clean it out.
He would.
That actually freaked me out one day. I was looking through the barn trying to find him, and I'm like, "Where's my kid?" And I went and looked in the tack box, and his feed bucket wasn't in there. And I was like, "Oh, TJ's in his cage." So I had to walk over there. It was really funny. But okay, so moving on. Thursday night was the auction.
So how much were we thinking you might get per bird?
I thought
Per bird.
I thought I was gonna get $5 for each bird.
And what did Mom and I tell you about what comes out of that $5?
Depending on how much I got would depend on how much that they would take from it. And
But basically, I have it on a spreadsheet how much each chicken's been costing to raise, right? The cost of the chiglet?
Chiglet?
The cost of the chick and the cost of all the feed. And what did that come to? Do you remember?
about $5.
It was 4 something. $4.36, I think. But I told you $4. So you would owe us $4 for each bird after auction, right? And that kind of bummed you out, didn't it? Because you're thinking you're maybe get $5 a bird, right?
Yeah.
So,
I was so they had them all organized by number, and I was number 250, but the birds started at 200.
So they get down to TJ.
Yeah, they get down to TJ. And we'd been hearing all kinds of crazy numbers in that auction, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Do you remember hearing what one of the first Grand Champion goose went for?
500, I think.
I think it started at 500, then they dropped it down, but I think it climbed back up close to $500. I don't remember exactly, but it was a lot of stinking money. All right, so then you're up. And you've been hearing these meat chicken numbers. What kind of numbers were you hearing on meat chickens?
Some were 175, 200.
Maybe there was some 100s and some 125s.
Yep.
And so...
Still way more than what you were anticipating, but you
Right.
had no idea what to expect.
Because we also found out we were supposed to send letters out to potential buyers, and we never did.
We didn't know that
We
until the
didn't know
day
that.
of.
Right.
Yeah.
So, where did your bidding start? Do you even remember? I don't.
100.
Did it start at 100?
Started at 100.
And what happened?
Carol Dexter, right? Carol Dexter on his wrong way right there. I know what they're doing right now. Give it to line. Come on, Red. Red quarter world, 150. 150, 175 out here now. 2, second, 25, 155. And 300, give it 3, give it 300 down there. 3, you know, there's a 300. I'm trying to figure it out. I think the chicken on the way is get 300. So right here at 275, we can have number 112. And that is the Motor Company. Motor Company again. We thank you. Alrighty, we got Jack Old there.
Well, our feed mill immediately bid on it,
Right, our local feed mill started bidding on it. We're
And
pretty
then-
good friends with them.
and then Kroger started bidding on it, and they went back and forth, and they made it up to 275, and then Kroger went over my chickens.
For $275.
For 2 birds.
I need to do what you do.
When we were standing in line, waiting for his turn, and we were hearing all these numbers, I turned and looked at him and I said, "So about $5 a bird to Mom and Dad's not sounding so bad, huh?" He has a big old cheesy smile on his face.
So can I put you on the spot? How much money do you owe us for each bird?
About $4.
$4. So times 2 is what?
8.
Minus $275 minus $8 is
267.
267. Yep. So not too shabby, huh? And you're keeping that money, aren't you? All right. Do you have any possible future plans for that money?
I need cowboy boots.
Oh, you need cowboy boots? But there was something else you and I talked about for next year. Not even with fair. Not even with fair necessarily, but
raising my own meat chickens.
and selling them to people.
Mm-hmm.
So you might use that as some money. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe next year you don't want to, but that's kind of what you were thinking for this year.
Yeah.
Use that money to start your own little chicken operation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bud. Good job. Now, Mom, you got anything?
What is the #1 thing that you would do different for next year if you were to continue with meat chickens? What would you change from this year to next year?
Probably spending less time with them.
Spending less time with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do though. You got to take care of the cages and stuff, but
Yeah, I could see that.
but
One thing that Dad and I talked about is instead of having them like in a cage, having fair chickens in a separate tractor. Like the smaller tractors. So you're not having to clean the pine shavings out all the time and stuff like that, and still be able to move them around.
So overall, the whole thing, did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Fun.
The first one to do livestock. And now we're talking goats and chickens and stuff for next year.
Now we're like, get everything in there.
Not just for money or whatever, but I think it was really good for TJ to do this, and I think it'd be really good for if we got some goats in there and stuff too.
Yeah.
And,
It depends, because a lot of our goats are stubborn.
well, yes.
Well, yeah, but so are we.
Yep. All right. Thanks, bud. You did a really good job with those meat chickens, bud. Not just the money and the auction stuff, but overall, you did a great job with them.
Very good care of the chickens.
You did.
All of the chickens. All 100 chickens.
Yeah. In fact, we paid the kids each a little bit of money for helping all summer long take care of all the meat chickens.
Yep.
You got anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Done? All right.